providers at Warner Hospital and Health Services in Clinton are here to help. We offer fast, personalized treatment to get you breathing easier and feeling better. Don't let allergies take over your spring. Call or visit us today. Warner Hospital and Health Services, quality care right here, right now.
From the Heart Media Group newsroom and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this expanded morning newscast. Good morning and thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show. The city of Clinton on Tuesday night pushed pause on plans for a toddler park at the Peace Park Roque Courts at the corner of Main and Walnut Streets in Clinton. The issue was hotly contested on social media platforms as too dangerous because of its proximity to the railroad tracks nearby. Commissioner Dan Ballinger says the council heard the community's concerns.
Yes, it was a very busy.
I just want to add a little more on the Toddler Park. We did get a lot of comments. Helen received emails. She responded. I've got calls, and I just want everybody to know we did listen, and that's why we're doing what we're doing and not going there and looking at a better location. And I agree with parents that have maybe big kids, little kids. They can't separate, so we're going to try to accommodate it in the same area to where it's family friendly. So I just wanted to throw that out there. That's all I have.
Thank you, Dan, very much.
While the playground project is paused, council members are shifting focus toward preserving the unique history of the Peace Park Roque Court. Commissioner Tom Edmonds reminds that the park was a massive part of Clinton's history through the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, frequently hosting state and national tournaments.
I think that's a good idea, Dan. And then, too, we need to remember that the Roque Club is a big part of city history. Maybe not for a lot of folks, but way back in the 40s and 50s, 60s, it was a big deal down in that area, which I've lived all my life. And they used to have tournaments there. The Roque used to be part of the state fair. There was a state tournament held here, according to the history that Homer Spitzer wrote. I urge everybody to read that. I know it's probably not of a lot of interest to a lot of folks, because with the advent of air conditioning, the Roque kind of gone out of style. But we do have mallets and clubs available for loan at the police department, as well as the rules. And I think that's something we're going to start promoting a little bit in discussion with the mayor here in the near future.
Edmonds adds that the court itself has deep roots in local labor, originally built by area railroaders using old rail car parts, while the surrounding fence was salvaged from a local cemetery. He hopes to work with the mayor to better promote the historic site.
But big part of railroading in the community, built by railroaders. A lot of the parts used in the original club were from rail cars or parts. The fence itself is from the cemetery. Bill Gregory finished that. So there's a lot of history, a lot of community support at one time. So let's get it going again. And then as far as the finance, Clint is working on the conversion. It's a very involved process to convert all the different departments to the main computer. And so it'll work right and make the job more efficient. As far as the audit, working on the adjusting entries, getting it ready for the
Commissioner John Weiss strongly agreed with the push for historical preservation, citing historical records kept by the late Homer Spencer.
He is right about that being some historical part of this town.
Yes.
I would really like to see us. Tom has more information on Mr. Feitzer and the guys that really were there and really worked on that and took care of it. I know we have all the signage for Mr. Lincoln Square and going off to the thing. I think it would be good for the public to be able to have something down there like that with the history of Roque and how that park was really developed and why, and maybe get something made up and put down there as a historical marker to maybe, let people know a little bit about it. The class of '82 has done a really good job. They went in there and did a lot of work on that and donated time and money. And maybe we could just kind of combine that and just let people know a little history of that, just as it is a little park for people to have picnics and things, and give them the history on that and how that was developed. I think that'd be something really kind of neat.
The council agreed to seek out a better location for the park. Even if you missed the Warner Library Summer Reading Kickoff, it's not too late to sign up for the Summer Reading Club. Mel Snow, youth program coordinator at the Warner Library, told the Heart Media Group on the WHOW Morning Show Tuesday that the last day of classes in Clinton was a very busy time at the library as students came to sign up for the Summer Reading Club. She notes they've already had over 350 people sign up to avoid the summer slide.
Yes, it was a very busy day. First day of summer reading. Well, Saturday was first day of summer reading, but it was the first day that school was out. So it was very busy after the early dismissal yesterday.
Yes.
It was fantastic. I want to take a second to thank the friends of the Warner Library because they paid for essentially all of it, which we're very grateful. And they volunteered their time to help us staff the event. So thanks to all of our volunteers that came out that day and helped us. We couldn't do it without you, but it was so fantastic. We had around 350 people just at the event, which is great. We're just happy that we had such a great turnout and that people are excited about summer reading this year and that people like the prizes because we hope, that's a big motivator for a lot of people to come in. So we're excited to hear the positive feedback.
If you were unable to attend the kickoff event last Saturday, Snow emphasizes that you can sign up anytime before the program ends on July 31st. She recommends keeping track of your reading even before you sign up, as you can backfill your log.
While Saturday was our kickoff party trying to get people excited, that was just the very first day that you can sign up. You can sign up anytime that summer reading is going on, which is May 30th through July 31st. So if you want to sign up July 30th, you're welcome to do that. Just keep track of your reading. Really, we say, even if you come in and sign up late, you could, if you were keeping track of your reading and you don't get into the library, just keep track of it. And then when you come in, you can backdate your log if you've been reading. Just don't backdate before May 30th.
Sure,
because that was the first day of summer reading.
Fair enough.
But yes, we just want to encourage you to read in any way in which we can do that. We're open to. So that's why we let you pick the path that works for you, the reading that works for you. It's self-paced. We don't do it by week. You come in when it works for you. We really try to meet our patrons where they are. So this year, our theme is plant a seed, read. So we have a butterfly, a bumblebee, or a bookworm. And those are the three levels in which, so everyone has the same amount of circles and rows to fill in. It is what you do in which to fill in that circle that changes based off of what reading log you choose. So as a butterfly, it's every book before you fill in a circle. A bumblebee is every 30 minutes of reading. A bookworm is every hour of reading before you can fill in a circle. Still the same amount of circles in each one, just depends on what you choose. When you finish a row, you'll come to the library. You get something from our treasure chest. We have one on the children's floor for younger kids. And then we have teens and adult one on the main floor. You pick something from the treasure chest and you also get a ticket towards our grand prizes. We draw those winners at the end of summer reading, but those tickets are what you turn in towards the prizes you like. This year, though, we are giving extra tickets if you come to programs.
The library will be offering extra tickets for program attendance this summer, and we'll have more with Snow and Dunham on the calendar of summer events in the days ahead from the Heart Media Group. Learn more at vwarner.org or by finding them on Facebook. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Spring just has a way of putting a little more energy into everything. Brighter days, warmer air, and more reasons to get out and enjoy it. Your home should keep up with that. At Hickory Point Garden Homes, you'll have your own one-story duplex with bright open spaces, a private patio, and neighborhood walking paths just outside your door for that perfect stroll in the spring sunshine. You can spend less time managing your home and more time enjoying the warm spring days ahead. See what that feels like at Hickory Point Garden Homes in Forsyth, Illinois, and step into comfortable living for $55 and better.
Big Iron Auctions presents the Stephen and Georgia Sefton online only auction, closing June 11th. Bid on quality equipment, including a combine, tractors, truck tractor, grain trailer, and other farm equipment. Get a first-hand look during equipment inspection Thursday, June 4th from 9 till 2 at 8569 Sefton Road in Dalton City. Contact Blake at 217-617-8409, Aaron at 217-898-2985, or visit BigIron.com. Big Iron Auctions, lien-free listings, local support, national reach.
From the Hart Media Group Sports Desk, IL Sports Wire, and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this local sports report. In high school baseball sectional semifinal matchups for today, in Class 1A, 1 seed Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond takes on the 7th seed Cumberland at Altamont at 4:30. While top-seeded Tremont takes on 7-seed Athens at Illinois Wesleyan at 4:30. Top-seeded Mount Pulaski will play 2-seed Lexington, also at Illinois Wesleyan, at 7 p.m. Then 1-seed Clifton Central takes on 4th-seeded Gibson City Melvin Sibley at DeWitt at 2 p.m. In Class 2A, 1-seeded St. Joseph Ogden takes on the 2nd seed Tri-Valley at Monticello at 2 p.m. And following that game, the top-seeded Maroa Forsyth takes on 2nd seed Tolono Unity at Monticello at 4:30. The top-seeded Roxana plays 3rd-seeded Williamsville at Pleasant Plains at 4:30. Then the 1-seed Pleasant Plains hosts the 6-seed Alton Marquette at 7 p.m. In Class 3A, top-seeded Chatham Glenwood will play 2nd-seed Champaign Central at Mount Zion at 4 o'clock. And then 1-seed Normal U High takes on 2nd-seeded Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin at Mount Zion at 6:30. 1-seeded Metamora will take on the 2nd seed East Peoria at Washington at 4:30. And in Class 4A, 2nd seed Minooka travels to top-seeded Normal Community at 6 p.m. In a game heard on WHOW, Luke Keeshall and Tristan Gray drove in 2 runs apiece in a bottom-of-the-order attack, and the Minnesota Twins beat the Chicago White Sox 6-4 on Tuesday night to deliver right-hander Davis Martin a rare loss.
Miguel Vargas' sizzling stick stayed hot early Tuesday night as the Sox looked to even their series with the Twins.
Vargas with a base hit to left. Mydross scores. Gritchick rounds third. He's going to score. It's a 2-run single, and it's 3-0 White Sox in the third.
But for only the 2nd time this season with Davis Martin on the hill, that lead did not hold up. Sox lose 6-4 in Minneapolis, and Martin falls to 8-2 on the season. White Sox try to salvage a game on Wednesday afternoon. I'm Jeff Meller, and I'll have your pregame coverage starting at noon on the ESPN 1000 Hard Rock Casino White Sox Network.
The White Sox will pick back up on WHOW on Friday as they begin their weekend series with the Phillies. Pregame for Friday's outing begins at 5 p.m. Jock Peterson hit a tie-breaking single in the 9th inning, and the Texas Rangers beat the St. Louis Cardinals 7-4 on Tuesday night for their season-best 5th straight victory. Peterson went 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs. Josh Jung also drove in 2 runs, and Kyle Higashioka had 3 hits for Texas. Evan Carter drew a leadoff walk in the 9th, moved to second on a wild pitch by Riley O'Brien, who is 3-3, and third when Higashioka singled. Peterson and Jung followed with RBI singles before Peterson scored on Brandon Nemo's sacrifice fly to make it 7-4. The Cardinals are 2-9 in the regular season against Texas in St. Louis. Cal Quantrill, who is 3-0, entered with a runner on second and 2 outs in the 8th and needed just one pitch to retire Ivan Herrera. Jacob Junis pitched a scoreless 9th for his 4th save. J.J. Weatherholt singled for the Cardinals in the 7th and scored on a double by Alec Burleson. 2 pitches later, Jordan Walker's single drove in Herrera to make it 4-all before Rangers starter Nathan Eovaldi was relieved by Jalen Beeks. Eovaldi got his first no decision in 12 starts this year. It was the longest such streak by a Texas starter to begin a season since 2015. Jimmy Crooks hit an RBI single in the 2nd that snapped a string of 28 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings by Rangers starters, the 3rd longest streak in franchise history. Nolan Gorman added a solo homer in the 4th for St. Louis. Carter scored when Nicky Lopez grounded into a force-out, and Peterson's double 2 pitches later drove in Lopez to make it 2-all in the 5th. Higashioka scored on Peterson's sacrifice fly in the 7th. Rangers lefty Mackenzie Gore is 4-4 with a 3.96 ERA and starts Wednesday opposite right-hander Andre Palante, who is 5-4 with a 4.19 ERA in the series finale. Gage Jump pitched 7 effective innings in his first major league win, and the Athletics beat the Chicago Cubs 2-1 on Tuesday night. Nick Kurtz homered for the A's, who have lost 7 of 9. Zach Geloff also drove in a run. Jump is 1-1 and allowed 3 hits, struck out 5, and walked 1 in his 2nd career start. The left-hander, a second-round pick in the 2024 amateur draft, was brought up from AAA Las Vegas when Aaron Savali went on the 15-day injured list last week. Chicago dropped to 5-17 in its last 22 games. It wasted a solid performance by Jamison Talon, who is 2-5, and surrendered 2 runs in 6 1/3 innings after going 0-2 with a 9.82 ERA in his previous 3 starts. The Cubs threatened in the 9th against Scott Barlow, putting 2 runners on with no outs, but Alex Bregman struck out swinging, and Seiya Suzuki flew out before Hogan Harris retired Ian Happ on a fly ball to center for his 5th save. Kurtz connected with 2 outs in the 3rd, tying it at 1 with a 383-foot drive to left center. It was his 3rd homer in 4 games and number 11 on the season. Talon has been hurt by the long ball this year, allowing a major league high 20 homers in his 12 starts. The A's added another run on Geloff's RBI single in the 4th, a 2-out liner over the head of a leaping Nico Horner at second base. The Cubs got 3 of their 4 hits in the first 2 innings. They had runners on second and third with none out in the first, but they only managed 1 run on Bregman's ground out to third. Athletics left-hander Jeffrey Springs is 3-6 with a 4.07 ERA, and Cubs right-hander Colin Rea is 5-3 with a 4.70 ERA. Take the mound on Wednesday night. In scores from around the MLB yesterday, the Detroit Tigers shut out the Tampa Bay Rays 8-0, while the Philadelphia Phillies beat the San Diego Padres 3-2. The Baltimore Orioles beat the Boston Red Sox 4-2, while the Miami Marlins took down the Washington Nationals 7-3. The Cleveland Guardians beat the New York Yankees 9-4, while the Cincinnati Reds beat the Kansas City Royals 4-3 in 10 innings. The Atlanta Braves beat the Toronto Blue Jays 4-3, while the Milwaukee Brewers took down the San Francisco Giants 8-3. The Pittsburgh Pirates took down the Houston Astros 10-6, and the Colorado Rockies beat the Los Angeles Angels 8-2. The LA Dodgers beat the Arizona Diamondbacks 6-5, while the Seattle Mariners took down the New York Mets 8-3. Green Bay's Josh Jacobs is practicing with the Packers while prosecutors consider whether to file charges against the three-time Pro Bowl running back following his arrest on domestic abuse allegations. Jacobs was on the field Tuesday for the Packers' second week of organized team activities. Packers coach Matt LaFleur said before Tuesday's practice that Jacobs' situation hasn't caused distractions. Jacobs was arrested May 26th in Brown County, Wisconsin, on allegations of strangulation and suffocation and other offenses. Hobart Lawrence Police Chief Michael Rankas said police had been dispatched to a complaint involving Jacobs on the morning of May 23rd. Jacobs had issued a statement through his lawyer saying he vehemently denies the allegations. He was released from a Wisconsin jail on Wednesday during the Packers' first week of OTAs while authorities investigated the case. District Attorney David Lacey says it's too soon to make formal charging decisions. Jacobs rushed for 929 yards and 13 touchdowns last season. The Packers have nobody else on their roster who ran for as many as 200 yards for them a year ago. In NHL scores for the Stanley Cup Trophy, the Las Vegas Golden Knights beat the Carolina Hurricanes 5-4 to take the 1-0 lead in the series. Get highlights of your local high school program by finding IL SportsWire on your preferred social media platforms, and get local sports anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
It's the quiet moments you count on. A call that connects instantly. A show that never buffers. A home that just works. That's the difference with Connexus Fiber Internet. We built a buried fiber network designed for consistency, earning us the title of top-rated fiber internet provider in Illinois. With plans starting as low as $25 a month and 3-year price lock options, it's reliability you can feel without the unpredictability. Because with Connexus, connection means everything. Experience better at Connexus.com. Nothing connects us like Connexus.
Here's Clinton Save-A-Lot owner Dave Jackson on how he works to save you money every day.
I know the retails at the stores indicator probably better than most of the people in the stores know. I monitor this closely so customers do not have to. And then you don't have to spend $40 or $30 driving round trip at 60 cents a mile to